everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jacqueline Kasha, but all my friends and family call me Jackie. I'm new to YouTube, but I'm so excited to be here. So excited to start this journey. Nervous, but excited. Today I'm doing a get ready with me on this makeup look. I'm just chatting a little bit with you guys, trying to get the hang of this YouTube thing. I am also doing a giveaway in this video, so if you're interested, I am giving away an Alamar Cosmetics Reina del Caribe palette volume 1 and the Ojitos Trio volume 1 as well. All the details are in the video, and they will be in the description down below. If you're interested and you want to hang out and you enjoy the vibe, please do subscribe, hit the little bell, and that'll notify you every time I upload a video. I'm not sure what my schedule will be like, but right now I'm just trying to get the hang of this, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I want to thank you for all your support, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay guys, so I'm more zoomed in now, that way you guys can see better. Of course, I want to know anything that I could adjust to make it better for you guys. Just let me know. So today we are going to be using one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes for the eyes, which is this Alamar Cosmetics palette. I have loved this very dearly, so it is completely used. But we will be using this on the eyes, and as I go I'll try to show you everything that I'm using, but if I don't mention it, it will be in the description box below. Okay, so I almost said primed. I did not prime. I moisturized. So for primer, I go a little crazy. I have a couple different primers that I use. I've been trying this Milk Hydro Makeup primer. This one is a sample size. And I'm sorry if I'm not looking at the camera the whole time. I feel like I'm still not used to having to look at the camera. Anyway, I'm going to try to keep my mirror out of the frame for you guys. But I just take that primer and I basically just put that anywhere where I'm not oily. I am combination skin for sure. Okay, so that was the Milk Hydro primer. I do like that one because it does leave your skin like sticky. Like, I wish you could hear this. It's like super sticky. Anyway, so for my T-zone where I am the most oily, I use the Makeup Forever Step 1. And that one I've used, well, this one I've used for honestly maybe like 3 years now, like more or less, yes. And I just apply that here on my nose. And honestly, I'm not like super picky about a lot of what I do. It's just kind of making sure that it's blended in. However, I feel like blending it that day. If it's with my finger, it's with my finger. If it's the brush, it's with the brush. I'm going strong with these primers. This is the primer I use for my eyes. This is, I don't think it's available anymore. This is the Kat Von D High Voltage Eye Primer. It's prime and correct type of situation. I just also use my Real Techniques. I'll show you this one because it's a little cleaner. This is the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. And it's just kind of like domey. I use it to set, and which I'll show you that part in a minute, but I just basically take it on my brush and then I just go straight into my eye with it on the brush, kind of just dab it around, and you really just need a little bit goes a long way. I do bring it up to the brow bone, and I do just want to say also that this is just how I do my makeup. I am no expert at all. So please, if you put your primer on with your finger, put it on with your finger. As you can see, I use both. Now it might look like I'm tugging pretty hard, but I'm really not. Your eyelids are super sensitive Did I say that right? Sensitive? Yes. You guys, I speak Spanish and English, and Lord knows that I don't speak one without the other. Okay, so once I have that primed, I don't always set it. For the most part, I do. When I do set it, I use my air spun. This one is the translucent. I'm pretty sure, yes. The translucent. And again, I just use the same brush. It's the same brush, but not the same brush. You know what I mean. And just to set it, I just kind of put it everywhere. I cannot believe that I am finally uploading a video. I've been wanting to do this for so long. Alrighty, so now that we're completely primed all the way to the brows, you don't have to do to the brows if you don't like it. We're going to go in with our eyeshadows. Again, that's the Alamar palette, Reina del Caribe. Alrighty, I think I'm going to go in with my Morphe M504. I'm not used to the whole number situation. I just kind of fill them out. That's mostly how I do it. So it is a fluffy brush. It is a little bit dense, so it's not just gonna like disperse everywhere. I do have always a brush that I use to blend anything extra. That's usually super fluffy and there's nothing on it ever. Today I have the Morphe M510 for that. But again, that's just me. You don't need another brush. So we're going to go in with the color Coco Taxi, which is this orangey one here. And we're going to go ahead and put that on the crease. And basically that's going to be our transitioning color. But I was saying that I want to have my beauty channel because I love all things beauty. I got into nails at the end of last year, and I've just been teaching myself, really. I watched a handful of videos, picked up some tips here and there, but other than that, I just found it easier to pick up a brush and do it myself. I do eventually want to go to school for it, but until that time comes, I'm just teaching myself, practicing, and I don't know, maybe one day I'll record a watch me do nails video. Would you guys be interested in that? Let me know in the comments below. I mean, I'm no expert and I'm still learning, but if you enjoy the company. Also, I want to add, as I'm switching here between my brushes, that you don't need 50 brushes to do makeup. You don't need expensive brushes to do makeup. You don't need expensive makeup to do makeup. It's just personal preference, really, and a lot of blending. So once you have it completely blended, it'll look something like this. Also, you can wing it out. You can do anything that you want. I just like to go with the shape of my eye because for the most part, I wear this makeup out. Anyway, once you have it blended like this, we just do the same side on, we just do the same thing on the other side. Do you guys have a struggle eye? Because this is my struggle eye. Also, this is probably one of my favorite eye looks. I did this eye look when I first received the palette, and then the company Makeup Geek was doing a contest thing. I'm not exactly sure what they were considering it, but you were to submit a picture of makeup. I forgot exactly the rules. It was a couple months. It was a couple months back, excuse me. And basically, you emailed them the pictures And then they were going to pick, at the end I don't know how many people they picked. They picked a lot of people, which was really nice. And they sent products out to those people that won. And this eye makeup won me one of those spots, which was pretty exciting. It was pretty exciting to be recognized for a hobby that you love. So with my brush that has nothing, I get all messy. I don't even care. It's just to make sure everything's blended. Next, we are going to go in with the color Tropical, and we're going to take a more small soft dome brush. This one is from Makeup Geek, and we're going to go into the color Tropical, which is like an orange, a slightly burnt orange, but orange. And again, to do any of the makeup looks that I ever do, you don't need to have the same exact palette. And I'm just going to take that other brush that I was using with Coco Taxi and basically help it blend along. We're just putting a tiny bit of that tropical color. So just try to get it as even as possible. It's not that important. This color is going to be mostly covered up. So now I'm just going to clean off my brush on my towel, and then we're going to go into the color Guantanamera, which is this little maroon color. Maroon? Yeah, maroon. Let's go with that. Maroon. So we're just going to take it on the brush. I fully loaded my brush, but I did dust off the excess. And we're going to also start building that slightly into the crease. Don't take it up too far yet, just because as you're blending, that color will move up. So you kind of want to put it on the outer corner here. And this is more of packing it on, which I will switch brushes right now to do that. This is just going to get me started. And I'm using so far the same 3 brushes. I don't know if they look any different on your end. And now I'm going to go in with the Alamar. Oh, just kidding. Not this one. This one. This is, Lord, please help us. I need Jesus. This is the Alamar Cosmetics flat brush. It's part of the Ojitos trio. Ojitos Volume 1, I believe. And we're just going to use this to help pack on the color. Now in the corner here, it doesn't need to be fully packed on because we will be putting another shadow on top of it. But I just feel like sometimes that helps the finished look to get it all the way over here. And I'll just be switching in between the first 3 brushes that I've been using and this one to pack it on. So you're looking like this. Again, we're just blending, blending, blending. If you feel like you need to take your brush that has nothing on it and go over, do so. Blending is your best friend. So basically we're just doing the same thing, packing it on, blending, packing it on, and blending. That's the technique for today's look. Okay, this one. Y'all, I make so many sound effects, it's ridiculous. I'm so excited. You guys don't know how nervous I am on the inside. I think everybody thinks that I'm like super outgoing, and no, I'm very much just keeping to myself for the most part. And don't get me wrong, I know how to have a good time when I'm around people, but being around people happens very few times. I'm just saying that I'm excited but nervous. You just never know how these things will go. If people will like the way you do makeup, find you interesting. I definitely just want to have a balance of doing videos that I love to do, but also doing videos that you guys request. I'm going to use this fluffy brush from Alamar Cosmetics as well. It's part of the Ojitos trio. And we're just going to dab ever so slightly into there. There's barely anything here. We're just going to kind of feather it on the end. You're barely going to be able to see it, but it'll just kind of darken up that inner corner just a little bit. That inner corner, that outer corner. Okay, and for the eyes, we're going to leave it there for now. I'm just going to go in with a makeup towel. If you're curious, I use the Simple brand, which are these ones. I just started using these because the Neutrogena ones just kind of have a little smell I did not like. So we're just going to come in here and clean this off. And same with the other side. Now if you want to re-moisturize your under eye, you can. I moisturize my under eye a lot. It helped with baggies under my eyes. I am just going to go in with a little bit more of the Step 1 primer from Makeup Forever. And we're just going to kind of dab it just right here on the sides. I do have a little bit of texture here, and this just helps to blur. Now, just a heads up, if you do end up trying this primer, you want to make sure that when you put it on, you're kind of more like tapping it on, just because if you rub it too much, it kind of turns into these little white balls. I don't know how else to say it, so just be careful with that. Okay, so we're gonna go in with foundation. I use L'Oreal True Match. This is in the color Sun Beige, which is a warm tone, I believe. Yes, so I use this foundation. I love it. I've never had issues with it. You use whatever foundation you love. I'm just going to go ahead and take my Real Technique sponge. It is already wet and damp, so I don't need to wet it. I'm just going to give it a little squeeze and put it into the foundation. Grab my mirror. And there's no rhyme or reason, I just put it on. It might look a little white to you guys on your end. It is a little light. Lighter than my skin tone, but I do that because my powder is more my skin tone, and I just find that it kind of gives me a little bit of dimension when I have my liquid foundation be a little bit lighter than my powder foundation. You don't have to do that, it's not necessary. And for these videos, I have my hair in my chongo, but realistically, I don't do my hair before my makeup in my everyday life. Pero ni modo que me venga toda greñuda for the video. So when you have that done, make sure you take it down as far as you like. If you only like it to go to your face, then only let it go to your face. I do take it down just a little bit. I don't take it down all the way. We are going to go in with concealer. This is the Jeffree Star Magic Concealer. This is in the color C16. I love this concealer. If you haven't tried it, give it a try. I do love me some Tarte Shape Tape, but I feel like this Jeffree Star Concealer is almost this Shape Tape, but lighter. I don't know how to explain it. So I just kind of put it under my eyes, highlight a little bit of the areas where I want brighter and want some dimension. And then I just go in and blend it all in. You can't tell the huge difference. It's just subtle dimension. That's it. I do set my under eye always, unless I'm doing like a no makeup, which one day I'll do a video of a no makeup. I think I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more concealer. Let me just, and again, I just set that with my Airspun translucent powder. Same stuff I use to set my eyes. I just take it on a flat, I believe this is a foundation brush. You guys, I've had this brush probably for 6 years, and it's still pretty much like new. I believe it might be a Beige Cosmetics brush. You guys, I get really oily on my forehead and my nose. And then I just put some on my chin out of habit. No más por no más. I don't know why, I just always done it. Alrighty. Woo, that setting powder just dispersed everywhere. Okay. So next, I will be taking my Real Technique powder brush, and this is basically just going to be for my powder foundation, which I use the True Match foundation in the color Carmarl Beige. I don't really like change my foundations. I know people do that sometimes, like for the winter they might use a different color than the summer and so on and so forth. I just use the same colors always. So I go in here almost as if it's a bronzer for my forehead, just because I want to keep that lightness right in the center, and then I gently go over and then pretty much powder my whole face. And then I try not to get so much into my under eye just yet. Sorry, down my nose here. For that, I like to take just a clean brush. This one is a Sephora Collection powder brush, and I just kind of buff out / remove the powder from under my eyes and kind of like press it in at the same time. Like, I am feathering it out, but I'm also like kind of pushing in a bit. Excuse my faces. And then I just go in here and I kind of go crazy, honestly. So moving on to bronzer, or moving on to contour. I don't contour super heavily, just kind of like around my forehead and my cheekbones. I kind of naturally have like some contour there. I'm not really sure what's going on. But I just started using, and I dug my nail into it, so that's cute. I just started using Makeup Geek Half-Hearted contour shade, and I just take that. Honestly, I believe this is a, oh no, it is a contour brush. I always thought it was a blush brush. I almost said a contour brush again. So I just dab it on. Oh my gosh, I need help. So I just dab it in there, take off the excess. Kind of just lightly go in here, bring it up here, and down here. There's barely anything on the brush. That's just kind of what I prefer. If you like to go heavy-handed, please do so. If you don't like contour at all, don't do contour. And then I just bring it up to my forehead, just right here. And same thing here. Again, it might look like I'm going at it super strong, but I'm not. I always run it right here. It doesn't do anything. I feel like sometimes you just get into makeup and you just start doing things just to do them. So then I go back in with my Real Techniques powder brush and I just go over everything to help it blend because there's leftover foundation on the brush. Okay, now we're going in with, you guessed it, Alamar Cosmetics. This is their blush trio. I almost said trio. So I'm just gonna kind of put it into all of them, honestly. And again, as I mentioned earlier, blending is your friend. So I just go back with that powder brush, go over this, make sure it just blends into the rest of the foundation. Yes, the blush into the foundation. My gosh, sometimes I'm telling you, I just start talking and I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, up next, I'm gonna use the Dose of Colors X Desi Collection highlighter. This one is in the color Fuego. I absolutely love this highlight. I feel like I probably use it the most out of the 3 highlights from them that I have. And I highlight like everybody else. Big fluffy brush. This one is from Beauty Creations. I honestly don't think it came with like a name or anything. It's a fan brush. It's fluffy. You don't need this exact one. Okay, so that came out pretty bright. Oops. No, I think it's just brighter on the screen here. Okay, moving on. Don't forget to blend, like I said. Blending is your best friend. Now again, it looks like I'm going in there very strongly. I'm like feathering. You don't want to take off what you just put on. You just want to make sure it's blended. That's it. So now I'm going to go in with my brow gel. So I don't do my brows, like I don't have a pomade or an eyebrow pencil. I actually do have, I just don't use it. Maybe I could save some of those for giveaways for the future. But I did just start using brow gel. I was using a translucent brow gel that came in either a BoxyCharm or like the Sephora thing. I don't know what they're called, like the play thing. And then I lost it. And then I want to say BoxyCharm sent me this one, which is the brow gel in the color brown hair 2. That's the color. And so now I use this. So it does have a little bit of a tint. Let me show you here. I don't know if you can see that. If you're going hard, you're going to get a little bit of the tint. But when you're just feathering it into your eyebrows, you get some tint, but it's more of just like the gel to hold the eyebrows. So no, I don't do my eyebrows. I don't plan on starting to do my eyebrows, but if it's something you guys want to see, maybe I could do it in a video or something. But yeah, no, I don't do my eyebrows. I don't do anything special to my eyebrows, I should say. So I just come in here. Sometimes I take a spoolie and I brush it first. Sometimes I just go in with the brush and that's it. It's just whatever I'm in the mood for. So you can see the difference here. It definitely looks darker, but it's, I don't want you to think that it's because, oh, the tint itself is making it just so much darker. It's more of like the gel itself. Like if you put gel in your hair, it looks more like slick. It's kind of like that. So there is tint. It's just not that strong, I guess you can say. I mean, you could totally layer this though, if you are a person that like your eyebrows super done up. Alrighty. I feel like I did even more than I'm used to doing. And that's it for what goes under my face. I lied. I highlighted my cheekbones and my forehead, but I didn't highlight the tip of my nose and right here. Again, not necessary. If you don't like it, don't do it. And I always just do my lip here. Most of the time that gets covered up though. Honestly, again, just to have it. So then we're going to go in with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And that's just going to go all over my face. I didn't bring my fan. Usually I have a fan just to help it dry faster and like kind of more evenly. Because sometimes if you notice, you spray these and you feel like little wet spots randomly all over your face. So now we're going back to the eyes. And we're going to basically mimic what we did on the top of our eyes. If you want to touch up the color, you totally can. I might go in there and touch it up as I go. But we're basically going to go into Coco Taxi and Tropical and put that under the eye. We're just going to diffuse it down there. So into that Coco Taxi, and we're just coming down here. So you can bring this as low as you'd like. I like it pretty low. You guys, I know I'm in the middle of doing my makeup, but I just keep thinking about like how much I appreciate you guys coming, watching, hanging out with me. Like I said, it's something that I've wanted to do for like a long time, and I just kept stopping myself. Okay, so now we have it diffused about right there. Now we are going with a completely different color on the bottom. I'm trying to think. I believe it was a mix of both. So I'm just going to tap my brush into both of them and blend it down at the bottom. So I'm switching my brush. I'm actually going to go in with the Alamar Cosmetics flat definer brush. And I'm just going to dab it into both of them. Why? Okay, I'm going to go in with... Ooh, I want to say this is either a Sigma brush or a Sephora collection brush, but I'm pretty sure it's a Sigma brush. It's a dome brush. I'm just going to help it kind of blend down with this brush. I believe this is a BH Cosmetics brush as well. You guys, I've had this brush forever, but it's one of my favorite packing on brushes. I don't even know. Does that make sense? It's one of my favorite brushes to pack on, I should say, shadows. So we're just starting to diffuse that down. Dragging it down. Just about right there. And then going in here. Now you just want to be careful because if you could see here, I got a little bit of the blue color down at the bottom. But you just kind of want to stamp this on carefully. As you saw, I accidentally got it down at the bottom too far. So basically I just feathered that down. And that's good enough for me. Okay, so now we're just gonna go back and touch up the Guantanamera color, which was that maroon color. And like I've mentioned a couple times, you guys just, I love makeup, so I have all kinds of makeup for no reason at all. But you guys don't need exactly everything that I'm using. I will say this Alamar palette is pretty affordable compared to some makeup out there. But, you know, make do with what you have and make it comfortable for you. Oh my gosh, I almost said make it comfortable for your home. I watch Views on the Roads. I absolutely love her and her sister, and she always says that. Make it comfortable for your home. And I just dropped a brush. That's cute. So I'm just going back here with this brush that has absolutely nothing. Now this is totally not necessary. This is just me being extra. I am going to go into the Lorac Gold Unzipped palette just for a brow bone shadow. You don't need it. You can use your highlight. You can use any soft white eyeshadow that you might have. I'm just going to go in with a tiny detailer brush. This is a Real Techniques one. Super tiny. I'm just going into the color Undress, as you can see. I love that color, and I literally only use it for my eyebrows. Well, for under my eyebrows, my brow bone. So I just kind of dab it there, and then I just kind of feather it out with my finger. I could probably use my brush. That's just how I do it. I hope you guys enjoy my videos and my company. I hope to get better with being able to talk and do what I'm doing. Normally I have my music on and I'm just blasting that and singing. My dogs are running in and out of the room. My husband's in and out of the room. So this is totally different for me. But I promise I'm going to try my best to do better for you guys. Alrighty. So we are looking like this. Back to the Reina del Caribe palette. We are going to go into El Malecón, which is this shadow right here. It's kind of like, let me swatch it. Oh, I still have that brow color there. But it's almost like a silvery greenish color. I love it. So when I was doing this look, I wasn't sure where I wanted to go with it. I always just get my makeup and then just, it always turns out different than what I think sometimes, and sometimes it's exactly what I was trying to do. So we're going in with another small detailer brush, and we're just going into that El Malecón color. Now I'm going to load it onto my brush quite a bit. You can spritz it. I'm going to go in dry. I'm going to go in with it dry, and then we'll go from there. And we're just going to feather it from the inner corner. So I'm just going in here making sure that I don't have any more fallout. Alrighty. So this is pretty much all the eyeshadow that we're putting on. If you want to darken up the outer corner, go ahead and do that. If you want to bring that color more in, go ahead and do that. If you want more of the orange, add it. But for me, this is enough. And we will move on to eyeliner. So when I put my eyeliner on, I don't always like to wing it out. Sometimes I do. Most of the time I don't. I do a thin layer, a thin little line that you can barely see. And mostly I do it just to give a little bit of dimension to my eyelashes with my mascara and my eyeliner. But I don't really do super wing liner most of the time. You guys will see when I do it, when I don't. Today we're just going to go in with a little thin line. And I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Mega Liner in the color Black. Super simple. Now, for me, I like to get my mascaras ready. I say mascaras because for the most part, let me move this. For the most part, I always use more than one mascara. Even if it's the same mascara, today I have different ones. That's not necessary. It's just I have it, I'm using it. I'm also trying out different mascaras because I have like BoxyCharm and things like that. And so I like to be able to try the different makeup that I get, and I don't always get to try it as often as I'd like, just because I forget about it. So as I was saying, you don't need multiple mascaras. It just helps me and my lashes and the way they are. I have long lashes, but they're thin, so this just helps with thickening them up. I always have one that's like the newer one and one that's like a little bit older, or just a thicker mascara, and then I kind of just alternate. But I like to have it ready because once my eyeliner dries, I feel like it kind of chunks up my eyelashes, and I don't really like that. So I'll show you a little bit of how I do my eyelashes, but honestly it takes me a hot minute, so I'll probably just skip over most of it. That way you guys don't have to sit there just watching me. But just so you know, I am going in with the Maybelline Stilettos mascara. Oh, this way. And then I am going in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and a little bit of Wander Beauty Mile High Club mascara. That one will just really be like towards the end, I think. I don't know, I just kind of go and I start doing my mascara without even thinking, honestly. So again, we're going in, we're just going to do a thin line here. And I just try to like hide where I end it. My eyelashes are long enough to hide it once I start doing the mascara. And I don't start all the way from the little tip. My eyes, I'm telling you, have been sensitive. So I just kind of do that for the most part. And then I go in with my mascara. And see, you can see what I mean here. My eyelashes kind of like go up. So sometimes if I do wing liner, it'll make my eyeliner look like it's not straight, like it's too slanted or too upright. It just depends, honestly. Okay, so now that you have your mascara done on both lashes, I did just go in on the bottom and lightly go in with the Mile High Club Wander Beauty mascara. I very lightly, I didn't do a lot. I really wanted that blue to be the main focus on the bottom, so I didn't do a lot, just a little bit of mascara on the bottom. So now for the lips, we are going to go in with the color, I've used it so much that it rubbed off, but I believe it's the color BFF, from ColourPop Cosmetics. It's one of my all-time favorite lip liners. I use it all the time. Okay, so just like that, I leave the center empty. I don't put anything in the center. And then we're going to go in with the Alamar Cosmetics, this Nude Ass lip liner in the color Dulce. In the color Dulce, I love this lip liner. I've used it once, but it's probably my new favorite lip liner. I'm just going like that. You could use a brush. And do whatever works for you. Then we just go back in with that BFF color. And we're just trying to kind of ombre off the lips so you get darker on the corners and then lighter in the middle. Then we're going to go in with the Alamar Cosmetics, this Nude Ass lip gloss in the color Dulce. And that's just going to be kind of for the center of the lips. You could totally go in, do the whole lip. I'm just going to do the center of the lip. And that is it. Feel free to spray your setting spray over again. Again, I use the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I love that one. I personally don't need any more spray. But this is the final look. Well, that's it for the look. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, don't think that I forgot about that giveaway. So we are giving away the Alamar Cosmetics Ojitos Trio and the Alamar Cosmetics Reina del Caribe Volume 1. Now, this is the palette that I used today, so if you want to recreate this look and you're interested in winning the palette and the brush set together, all you have to do is like this video, share it with all your friends on social media. Any social media will do. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you want to share it on your stories, whatever you want to do, share it. When you're done, comment finish down below and you will be automatically entered to win this giveaway. I will write down in the description when it will end, but it starts today and ends at whatever date I put down at the bottom. And I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me and chatting, comadreando a little bit. I was super nervous to do this video, but I'm excited that I'm starting this new journey, and I hope you'll join me, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So if you did, don't forget, like, comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Adios!